Okay, can everyone see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, so what I built was a BMR and a TDA calculation, basically for like weight management. So, sorry, okay. So BMR basically is your basal metabolic rate. So it's the amount of energy in calories that you burn when you for doing basic life sustaining functions such as breathing, heartbeats. So even if you lay in bed all day, that's the estimated amount of calories you burn just doing nothing. So while your TDE, your total daily energy expenditure, is the amount of energy you burn. That's your BMR, the energy you burn doing nothing, and then the energy you burn carrying out your daily activities. If you're a very active person, so your TDE will be higher than someone who is just maybe and doing an office job that just sits all day. So this app is showing like the relationship between your basal metabolic rate and your TD so that you know how much you burn. So in case you want to either gain weight or lose weight, you can know how much food you consume. So for this app, I used Python programming for the codes, then Git for version control, Streamlit for the designing the user interface, and then Heroku for deploying the app. So this is to your left, to your right is a screenshot of the app, and then to the left is the link to my GitHub where I hosted the source code. So I'll go to the link to the GitHub so that you see the source codes we used in creating the app. So this is where I hosted all the um, all the source codes for the app. So going back to my presentation, so I will now show you how the app works, like a quick demonstration of the app. So basically, your TD, there are different calculations for determining your BMR and your TDE. And your BMR is calculated based on your weight, your height, your gender, and your age. So those are the parameters a user will have to input into this app to calculate his BMR. So first of all, we calculate the BMR. Remember, the BMR is the amount of calories you burn doing nothing. Once you are alive, you are going to burn about that amount of calories or energy in calories. So let's say for a female of maybe the person's weight is 50 kg. So say her weight is 50 kg and she's about, let's say, 160 centimeters tall. And then she's, let's say, maybe 40 years old. You input the data. So choose female. And then when you scroll down, you see the calculate button. So when I click calculate, for a female of 40 years of height of 160 meters and 50 kg, her BMR should be about 1,139 calories. So that's you've calculated your BMR. So if you want to continue to go on to the TDE, you click to continue. So your TDE is like your BMR and the amount of activity you do. So we have some options for activity level. So activity level A is someone who is sedentary, someone who does little or no exercise, maybe someone who sits in the office all day. So that's level A. For B, maybe someone who is lightly active, and they define lightly active here to be 1 to 3 days a week. C is moderately active, someone who does moderate exercise for 1 to 3 days a week. And then D is very active, someone who does heavy exercise for 6 to 7 days a week. And E is extremely active, someone who does very heavy exercise or is training, maybe someone who is training for a marathon or someone who is a sportsman or sportswoman. So let's say this lady that is using this app, for example, is on C. So if she clicks on C, activity level C, you'd see there's already like a warning there or like a notification for you. It says, see, if C based on your activity level, if weight loss is your goal, increase your TDE with strength and resistance training, and then aim to cut 500 calories daily to achieve a weight loss of 1 pound a week. So we are giving you an advice. So for example, you want to lose weight and you're on this activity level, you could increase your activity level to D by adding some trainings. Then for this person on C right now, so calculate. So this person's TDE is 1,765 calories. So if this person wants to lose weight, you can either increase your TDE or you eat food that you cut about 500 calories to lose 1 pound in 1 week. So that's basically what this app is showing you how to do. So sorry. So I'll go to areas of improvement and new project ideas. So that app on its own cannot be used alone for weight management. So in the future, I hope to add like a food log where a user can add their food log. They know how much also, this one is telling you how much you burn on a daily basis. So you can add the one that tells you how much calories you are eating or how much calories you should be eating. Then in addition to the food log, like a complete weight management system, which takes a look at how much you burn, how much you eat, and then tells you how much you should consume to meet your weight loss goal, even if either if you want to gain weight or lose weight. Then also I would like to connect this application to a database. So that's all.
Yeah, thank you, Onaleo, for such a wonderful project. So if you're just joining us, this is Data Lab Nigeria webinar, and we have our interns in the class here. They started their program some like 3 weeks ago, and they have been able to build a project, something relevant to the industry. So for them, these are exciting day for them, and they will be presenting some of these amazing projects so that you can see the power of Python programming, what they have been able to achieve in our internship program in just 3 weeks of learning. That is amazing. Yeah. Um, so thank you, Ona Liu, for that wonderful application applied to health, weight loss. So we'll see more wonderful ones. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you for that. Yeah. So let's go to the next person now. Um, can we have a Iberi? Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, you can. So just introduce yourself. Uh, then tell us your current profession and the city where you are joining us from. Then you can go ahead with your presentation.
All right. So I'm Ebere Ibebu, and I joined, like you said, 3 weeks ago. So I'm actually based in the US. So when I heard about this class, the time didn't match my timing, so I went for a different time, and he was able to accommodate that. So I appreciate it. And so far, it's been amazing. I've learned a lot, even though my project is very, very simple. I saw on our news one, and I'm like, oh my goodness, should I go hide? So I'm going
The,
to press.
yeah,
I
yeah.
hope to improve it
Every
better.
project matters. Yeah, yeah. It's about
Yeah.
the for functionality. Yeah.
Okay. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So the project goal, actually, the name of the project is Women Top Size Guide. So this project is very simple. It's just basically you have a measurement of your chest and then a measurement of your waist, and it will guide you on which category that you belong to in terms of size, maybe extra large or medium. Excuse me. So this is to help women pick their top sizes in order to select the right fit. So they come in ranges. I used inches, ranges from extra small to large. So I used Python programming, JIT for version control, Streamlight, and then Heroku to deploy the app. So looking at the links that I use, this is the GitHub where I posted all the files that I used to get the app together. And this is where the actual app is.
Okay, I think it's okay. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
up
it's
now.
back. I clicked the button in error. Let me find it real quick. Okay, here. All right. So this is the app. Like I said, it's very simple. The available sizes I have is extra small, small, medium, large, extra large. And all you have to do is just take a measurement of your chest or bust and then your waist. So these ranges are where people typically fall in. I would say maybe regular people or most people in the population fall into these ranges. So the app is built such that if you're a small in chest, you would align with a small in waist. So the second one would give you small. But if for some reason your body is not proportional and then you're a small in chest and you're maybe a large in your waist, it will tell you that you need a custom made clothing. So that's the way the app is. So it's very simple. So large will give you large. But if you select anything outside of the match, it will tell you that you need a custom made clothing. So the improvements that I have in mind is maybe add more functionalities as in centimeter. This is just in inches. I was not able to add centimeter in this. I'm also thinking of other improvements that maybe this is such a very simple one that it probably doesn't really need much improvement other than maybe add another measurement type, which is centimeter. Yeah, that's
Uh,
the end.
okay, great. Actually, this is a great project because I remembered a few days ago, not even few days ago, even sometimes last year, and of course this year also, I was actually struggling with converting sizes, especially if uh, you are trying to compare like a different cloth size or shoe size, maybe in US to a UK size or European size, sizes used in Nigeria, So, because I stay in the UK, so there's a kind of struggle in conversion of, all these sizes. Yeah. Um, so this project can actually be helpful along that side. And
That's
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
That's good.
so yeah, so it has case, which is
Yeah.
what we battle with every time, especially those that need a conversion of sizes, So
Okay.
yeah, it's a relevant one. Yeah. So this is a full-fledged project, as you know. It was coded in Python, and you saw the code hosted on GitHub. Then it has a backend, which is the PY and it was uh, deployed using Heroku, but Streamlit was using designing this user interface that you are seeing presently. Yeah, so it's a great one for the interns who are not 6 months or 1 year into the program, but just 3 weeks, and they've been able to do this. So that is amazing, you know. Okay, thank you, Iberi, for that wonderful presentation.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Yemi. Thank
Yeah.
you, everyone.
Okay, so let's go ahead to the next person, Adenike. So Adenike, can you come up, introduce yourself, what you do, your profession, and where you are joining us from? And if they can also see your face, that would be very nice. Yeah.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Adenike Tamoli. I work in a consulting firm. I'm an IT consultant, even though I don't know this aspect of IT, and that's why I joined this program so that I'll be able to learn more and also be able to upskill myself. So I'm going to share my screen now.
Yeah. Where are you joining from?
So
Which
I'm coming from Lagos,
Okay,
Nigeria.
from Lagos. Okay.
Thank you. Can everyone see my screen?
Not yet.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
Okay, it's up now.
Okay. Okay, so like I said before, my name is Adenike Damoli. I'm one of the interns. So my project, I built a web application for a logistic company that allows individual or businesses to interact with them to move goods from one location to another. And what are the problems that the customers face? The customer could be an individual or a merchant. So I want to use myself as a case study. Like most times, because I do work from home due to COVID, and so most of the time I order my goods online, and I find out that the suppliers mostly they get like most times the feedback that they get from the logistic company um, might be maybe they're trying to call the rider or logistic company and they're not getting our calls or they're not picking their calls or maybe and they're picking their calls and at the end of the day they might not show up and this might also affect the relationship between the customer and the merchant, and that's why I decided to build this web application for the logistic business so that they can put their process in place. So like I put here, lack of efficient delivery service caused by poor interaction between clients and the logistic companies. And what is the solution? The solution is to build a web application that will expedite delivery process and ensure that goods are delivered to beneficiaries without stress and at the appropriate time. What are the technology that I used? I use Python programming. I use Git for version control. I use Streamlit for the user interface and also use Heroku for the deployment. So moving on here, so this is the screenshot to my application, and I'm going to walk you through the GitHub, the link to the, and also my application. So start from here. Okay, so these where my application, my codes are in a remote area, which is called GitHub. So Moving on from there, I'm going to go back and show you how my application works. Okay, sorry. So this is the interface to my application. Welcome to Nikki's World Logistics. We're here to serve you better. So the first thing first is for the client, which could be an individual or a merchant, to pick a date. So the default date is the current day, which is today is 12, right? So is to pick I'll just pick tomorrow. Then the address, input the address, and input the delivery address as well. The first one is the pickup address. So then I'll put my name, first name, last name, email address, so, and my phone number. Okay. So here, the default is male, but I'll pick female because I'm a female. So how did you hear about our service? I'll just pick word of mouth. Then you select the type of your goods. So there are options here. I'll pick order. So at this point, by the time I submit, it will display all my information and it will clear the yeah. So I'm going to submit. And the next thing now is it will ask me, your form has been submitted. Please select your delivery location to obtain your fee. So and the default is mainland and it's 1.5. So if I select island, it will show 2,000. If I select outside Lagos, it will show 3,000. Then I'll be asked to upload my receipt. So my receipt could be an image, it could be a PDF, it could be a document. So I'm just going to pick a PDF. And that's all. Thank you for choosing us. So that's how my application works. Moving on from there, go back to my slides. What are the areas of improvement? Sorry. So my focus right now is actually it's for delivery of goods within Nigeria. So I'm hoping to expand within and outside Nigeria, and also to provide a tracking feature for clients to track the movement of their goods. And lastly, it's not connected to the database yet. So by the time we'll move on to the next classes, be able to learn more on that. Then my future plans is to search for companies that deal with import and export of goods in order to collaborate with them. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Adenike, for such a wonderful application. Very relevant to the industry. Yeah, good. So
Thank
thank you so much for that. Let's go to the next
you.
person. Along the way, there will be a break, and there will be opportunity for you to ask your questions if you have any questions that you want to ask. Okay. So let's go to the next person. Can we have Folashade? Yeah, Akinloye Folashade. Yeah.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody.
Yeah. If we can see your face, that would be nice. And you can also go ahead and share your screen. So introduce yourself. Tell us your current profession and the city where you are presenting from, or joining us from. Yeah.
Okay. I'm Martin Olashode. I I currently live in Osun State,
Ocean
Nigeria.
State. Okay,
Yeah,
Nigeria.
and yeah, and I'm a lecturer. I lecture at a community polytechnic here in Machine State. And one of the reasons why I joined this internship program is to upskill myself because I'm looking towards translating from academia to industry. So that's how I find myself here. So today I will be, and a lot, I've actually learned a lot uh, in the course of this program. I must give kudos to the organizers and thanks so much for your patience all through the process. We really appreciate that. So today I'll be presenting I want to believe we are all seeing my screen.
Yeah, we are.
Okay. So today I want to uh, present my project that I've developed, which is on food ordering application. And look at my area, I believe is applicable to as many people that have abused this area. And time delay, sometimes you have to go to the restaurant yourself, you meet queues, you meet lots of people standing, waiting for their meal to be delivered. So the essence of this project is just for number one is time management, and secondly, convenience, for convenience sake. So to develop this application, I make use of the Python programming. Python programming is the programming that is used to develop the back end of this particular application. And I pushed all my work from my local system to the to GitHub for version control. Then to develop the user interface, because the Python programming, I didn't really use the web app. I didn't really use the web code to code it. So majorly is a pure code. So I make use of Streamlit to design interactive user interface so that anyone that wants to use it can be able to interact with it in a way that they would understand. Then it was deployed on Heroku. And is the link. Here is the screenshot for my work, for my project. Here, the GitHub link. So I'll click on it for us to see all the files that has been uploaded in the GitHub. If the files are not complete, it will be given error, so it will not be deployed appropriately. So from what we have here, this Scholar Lab, and here we have all the files. So you can easily go to GitHub and click on Polar Lab so you see all the details. Then let me go back to my PowerPoint. Then let us see the web application where it is launched on Heroku. Um, let's wait for it. Coming up. So Heroku basically enables us to be able to deploy the application and for the user to be able to have interact. All right, from what we have here on your left hand side, you will see where we have username. The way this application works is this: if you are just coming in, you have, let me just say, my username is Paula. Okay, what would you like to order? If I say I'm not interested in ordering anything, I click no. The next thing it will bring up for me is have a nice day, then exit. But if I'm interested in ordering for food, the default setting for the delivery mode is location. If you want it to be, if you are coming to pick up your meal, you can easily select that. And one thing about this is this: as you're selecting it, there are some parameters that will change on the welcome to super tasty meal on your right hand side. So this is the default setting. So let me just quickly run through this. Physical pickup, you notice there's some parameters that change, like the pickup date. Then if you want to be served, that is you will be having your meal in the restaurant there, it means you just have to pick your table numbers. I believe you must have been seated or you are almost there or just entering to settle down. You understand? Because one of the major goal is to reduce time delay. Okay. So let me go to the menu. Let's say I pick fried rice. How many what's the number of order you wish to have? Maybe you have three members, so you have three, and what's the amount you want to pay? So if you are paying 400 naira for plates, okay, sorry, the currency is actually in dollars, so let me just say $40. So let's say add to order. Now it display order added successfully. Yes. So which table number are you seated? If the table number is from the way this application is developed, is I just make it of like five tables, so like one to between the range of 1 to 5. So if you are picking like 6, it will tell you that I press enter, it will tell you table not found. But if you pick something like 2, so table 2, you are on table 2, then you press enter. Um, all right, so this the message says your order will be ready in 3 minutes. So then you calculate your order, which is um, all right. So total order is $120, which is for the meal. So if it is for pickup, physical pickup, the parameters still will change. So what date are you coming? So as to know when it will be reserved for you. What is the time of your pickup on Monday, 14th, on Valentine's Day? So you can enter the time of your pickup here, all right? Then also calculate your order. So this is the way the application works for the super tasty Nutriment. I hope you patronize us. Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
nice.
Just on a lighter mode. All right. Now I also have the mobile view of my application on the right hand side here, so you can also it's something. So I mean, local application, uh, it's somewhat for them because I just try it on mobile to see how it's going to work, and it still works perfectly well. Then the interface is not bad. All right. Now the areas of improvement. I mean, having such an application, I would like to keep track of my customers. So creation of account is one of the things. Then hash password is one of the things I would like to improve them. I mean, when you try to create an account, you want the password to be known only to yourself. So hashing the password is very important. Then connection to database. Connect to database help you be able to keep track of the clients of the customers. Then also different restaurants we have. That is, we have different, we have various restaurants in town. So if, for example, all these restaurants they have their own application, just like bank application, for example, you now begin to install all their application. Maybe for your breakfast, you want to go to restaurant A, and for dinner, you want to go to restaurant C. I mean, you now have to install all the restaurant app. So instead of doing that, I would like to create an application that will have the details of every other restaurant. So you just select the restaurant and it will display the menu available and how you can pick it up or how you want it to be delivered. So that is the future what I'm looking towards. Then the new project ideas. One of my project ideas is a to-do list app, like to keep track. Like for example, this internship program, what I want to be able to achieve in the course of the program, and the way I'm actually doing currently. So progressively, a to-do list application will be able to help keep track of what you want to do. Then sales forecasting application, then also telemarketing application because that's kind of my research line. I'm also a researcher, so that's kind of my research line. So I would like to develop a telemarketing app that can connect patients to doctors or to medical specialists.
Great.
So that brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you.
All right. So wonderful. You can see the flow in the application. So this is a use case of food ordering, and it was coded from the scratch with Python and deployed online. So if you go to the link, you will be able to try it out even yourself, on your mobile app. Yeah. So Folashade, let me just ask you if you can drop the link in the chat box for those that want to try it out. Yeah.
All right, I'll do that.
Okay. So thank you for that. That is wonderful. And this program also, the interns, they are all ladies because it's a special internship program for only ladies and heavily subsidized, to encourage more ladies to take up work in the tech industry and precisely in data science and artificial intelligence. And that's what they are being trained for. And their instructor, um, okay, all right, thank you for that link. So the link, she has dropped the link in the chat box in case you just want to lay your hands on it to try it out yourself. You can click on that link and you'll be able to do that. Yeah. So I'm the instructor for this program, and there are so many exciting things to still do with the ladies. So we are just 3 weeks into the program, and they've built all these wonderful applications. And we still have like 2 months to go. Yeah, to still do many amazing things, and equip them with the right skills that they need to transition into career in data science and artificial intelligence, coupled with a knowledge of software development or application programming, which is the kind of project they are presenting to you now has to do with application programming. Okay. And they can also like design an interface like this, an application like this for their data science projects, which they will still do later on in this program. Okay, so before we continue with the other amazing presentations that we have, we will just take a break now. Um, don't go anywhere. It's just a video break. It's just like a video break. Okay, so like 1 minute, just 1 minute break, and we are back. Just 1 minute. So let's take the video break. Yeah. Okay. You can unshare your screen. The presenter. Thank you.
I decided to learn data science, well, because the future of work is tech, it's remote, and I was looking for an intersection between business and tech because I wanted to get a business degree. So I found data science. I started doing my research about it, and I fell in love. We worked on a lot of projects in data lab, did data processing, data analysis using Python, R, SQL, Tableau. We are currently working on a recommendation engine right now with Python. I'll definitely miss my colleagues. I went a lot of good friends there. Emily, Victoria, and I'll miss out because it gave them a lot of headache. They were always complaining, but I'll definitely miss them. My career goal afterwards, well, long term, I'd like to be an independent data consultant. In short term, I'd like to work with a data team in a company, of course, I can fully drown myself in data science.
So I'm just going to miss Data Lab as it was. The package was so wow, and I was impressed with everything. They really, really impressed me from the instructors to the management to the organizations. Everything was top notch. And I'm just going to recommend, I can actually recommend so many people, some of my friends, to come and study in Data Lab.
In terms of projects, they are quite interesting. In the course of my internship with Data Lab, I actually worked on a project that has to do with predicting house rent. Okay, so we are giving a data set that was scraped from a website of house rents and some specifications in some areas in Lagos. So it's basically a regression task, and it was very tasky actually. Yeah, especially when it came to the part or aspect of cleaning the data, because data was very messy. And as a matter of fact, I spend a major part of my time doing the cleaning stuff and the reports. It's quite an interesting activity.
Okay. Welcome back. So those are some of our past interns. Some of them are working now as data scientists. Some of them, they're already in their career and they've progressed with the skill. Some of them have gone for further studies in overseas. And we actually have like two of them that have been promoted to lead a team for a company in Lagos. Yeah, so they're all doing fine, and we are very proud of them. Okay, yeah. So let's go ahead to the next presentation. So, as I said, uh, hold on. You may have some questions you want to ask. We are right here uh, to answer your questions. Okay. So let's go ahead to okay, Chineye Onaga. So just introduce yourself, what you currently do now, and the the city where you are joining us from, because not everybody is joining from Nigeria, because we have interns from the UK and US also. Then at times we do have interns also from some African countries too. Yeah.
Okay, hi everybody. Good evening.
Yeah, can I see your face if possible?
Sure.
Oh, good.
Okay, so my name is Chineye Onaga. I'm based in Lagos State, Nigeria, and I work as a telecoms engineer at Nokia, Nigeria. So I'll be sharing my screen now, my presentation. Okay. Okay, so this is my first project in data science internship, and I was able to build an app for my business, Any Cakes. Can you see my screen, please?
Yes, we can see.
Okay. So this project was designed to solve the problem of growing business orders with not matching customer support. So like due to the number of orders that keep coming into the business, it's becoming overwhelming. So in order to help control that, hence this project, this app that is supposed to help that. So due to the problem of the increasing demand in orders, this automated online platform was developed to prioritize orders by delivery date and quantity of order. So when I click on the link, you'll be able to see that the customers will be able to select the date which they want their item to be delivered, and then the quantity of the product. So that way, it's easier for us to sort based on the delivery date and then the bulk orders, because it will make sense to process an order of just one meat pie or one samosa or one birthday cake as against someone that has like let's say 100, or maybe someone that wants their own delivered tomorrow as against someone that wants their own delivered next month. So like it's going to help us run the business better. So the technologies used, I used Python programming, Git for version control, Streamlit for user interface design, and Heroku for the deployment. So here you can see the screenshot of the working app. And then this is the link to the GitHub. Okay. Please hold on. Okay. Oh, it opened twice. Sorry. So this was where, using Git, this was where I pushed my code and all the files I used to deploy to Heroku, as you can see. So now this is the link to the app itself. Please hold on.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so this is the app. Nanny Cake is my logo. Welcome to Nanny Cake. Dear customer, kindly look through the menu options and place your order. As you can see, you can have the option of ordering for a birthday cake, a wedding cake, plain cakes, pastries. So depending on which one you select, you'll be able to see the other options inside it. So now, for instance, for the birthday cake, we have this 8 inches, buttercream, whipped cream, and fondant. If I choose a wedding cake, you see a 2-tier princess cake, castle cake, flowery cake. Likewise, for plain cakes, we have carrots, banana, fruit, whichever one. So like these different options will give you different other options inside them. So let me take maybe wedding cake for instance, and then I choose a 2-tier castle cake. So here we have the cost of each of them. So a birthday cake costs $50 for each item. Wedding cake $100, plain cakes $23, and then pastry costs $4. So because it's wedding cake, that means it's $100 for the wedding cake. So for quantity, say for instance, I choose maybe 7. And then remember that the cost of a wedding cake is 100. So now the grand total of my order is $700 as selected here. So the payment method is yeah. So if I decide to choose bank transfer, below is the information, the bank details, the bank number, and then the bank itself. But if I choose to select USDT TRC20, this is like for people that are into crypto, this is the wallet address that are supposed to make a transfer to. Then have you made a payment? Yes. If yes, your order will be processed ASAP. Well, if no, your order cannot be processed until payment is made. So below you see the delivery date. You can choose, I don't know, Maybe if you want, it's you're probably booking for next month. Then let's say you select this date. Then you enter your name. Sorry. Delivery address. If you want, this is just an example, please. Yeah. Okay. Then submit. Yeah. Then also kindly note that delivery incurs extra cost of $4, which we paid at delivery point. So how would you rate our services? If it's bad, then kindly tell us what you don't like. Is for review so that we can at least improve on it. Or if it's not bad, say it is fair or very satisfied. Then thank you for choosing Anytips. So that's it about the app. Going there. So improvements going forward, I want to add adding costs in different currencies so that people can be able to pay in whatever currency you want to pay in. And then to sync with payment platforms like PayU and the rest, PayPal, there's so many of them. Then delivery charges based on the exact location. So it won't just be a particular amount based on where I'm delivering it. Then improvements on the user interface, SQL database connection, enabling customers to create profiles. That way, we'll be able, you don't need to keep adding or changing or answering different questions. You already have your profile, so we already know where you are or where we're delivering to. Unless you wish to change it, and that will also be an option for that. Then new project ideas. I would want to create an online shopping platform for cake tools and accessories because I know people find it difficult to buy these items in the market. So you can actually order from us and then we deliver to wherever you want it. And also an app for job application in any case. Because we're expanding, we need more hands and all of that. Thank you so much. That's the end of my presentation.
Yeah, thank you, Chineye. Yeah. So this application presented so far were coded from the scratch, by our interns just after 3 weeks of learning, and we still have like 2 months to go, and they are still going to build more amazing stuffs. So now you may be wondering that, data is not yet. Yeah, data's Python is not only for data science. Python is a general purpose programming language used by software developers and other tech people in the tech industry. Data scientists also use it. So it's a general purpose programming language. We use it also for mobile app development, web development, web app development, like the ones being presented in this webinar. So we felt that we want our interns not just to learn Python for data science, but to start from the point of learning how to use Python to build, a kind of uh, web application, like a software, no matter how basic it may be, but just learn how to create a software using Python. Then from there, you progress to using Python on data. Yeah. So, and that's where we normally start from our data lab. And maybe also that's what make us to be, as in, that is what made us to be like unique, in the way we teach. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead to the next person here. Let's have Ami. Ami, yeah.
Good evening, everyone.
Okay, good evening. So just let us see your face, then introduce yourself, then you can kick off your presentation.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is
Yeah,
Amit
great.
Yobon. Um, I work with Federal Ministry of Health in Abuja, and currently a student of the Data Science Data Lab Nigeria. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen. Please, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. So my application was a job application portal created using Python and all that. So the problem, I'm sure a lot of us know World Health Organization and different ways in which they recruit people. So this was a sample app for recruiting potential candidates to work with them. But they have been receiving job applications manually or through emails, which has made the process of recruitment cumbersome and tedious. So I was contracted to create a job application portal that can make it easier for WHO to collect resumes and also select qualified candidates from the resumes they collect the resumes collected. And the app is a quick and easy tool for potential candidates to submit their details, upload their resumes for recruiters in WHO. So these were the technologies used to develop this app: Python programming, Git for version control, Streamlit for user interface design, and Heroku for deployment. So these are screenshots of the working application. This is a link to my GitHub. That this is the repository that house all the source codes. Okay. Sorry. Oh, sorry about that. And this is the job portal site. Yes. So basically, WHO job application portal. So the candidate just, or the person that is applying, just uploads his or her credentials here. So you enter your name. Let's say the person's name is Angela Bassi, and your age. Then you choose or select your date of birth. Let's see. For example, sorry, okay, November. Okay. You select your gender, male, female, or if you don't want to disclose, it's undisclosed. But in this case, Angela is female, so yes, female. You choose your state of origin, let's say Akwa Ibom. You also select your highest level of education, tertiary education, and then input your phone number. Yeah, so let's say. So the phone number was limited to just 11 numbers so that the person will not make a mistake in entering the wrong digit or more than required. Your email address, for example, angelabassett@gmail.com. So you go to the option of how did you hear about this job opportunity. So she can select either the website from a friend, from Facebook, or other sources. So pick one, update your website. The next part is to rate your data analysis skills. So the first one is Microsoft Excel. So she will select, or you can select the level of your proficiency using this slider, if it's 3 or 4, whatever number. So if we choose 4, it shows here selected for SPSS software, can choose another one, and then for Python 2, if you're not so proficient or so good at it. Yes. Then why do you want to work for WHO, a good enough reason for them to consider your application. So you can set to sustain health development programs for the masses using accurate data. Okay, so she has the option of uploading her resume here. So, oh, okay. And once that is done, click submit, and you have successfully submitted your job application. Okay. So back to the presentation. So for areas of improvement, I intend to connect this to an SQL database and also include more logic at the end that will make it easy for WHO to be able to screen potential candidates, like include more things that will match better criteria. And then for new projects, I would also like for applicants to be able to create a profile on the website so that they don't have to keep inputting their details every time that they want to apply. So they can have a profile on the website, and all they have to do is maybe upload like current resumes. And also to build a robust HR portal that can be useful both for staff of the organizations, applicants, and employees. The organization can have like a repository of candidates that have applied previously or are still applying. And the applicants can also have information and resources about the organization as well as employees concerning maybe new vacancies. So a portal that will be useful for both the organization and also applicants and employees. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I mean, so that's another wonderful application coded from scratch with Python to take job applications, you know. So at Data Lab, we emphasize practical projects. We've been saying this all along. So we don't just give certificates, paper certificates or whatever, and tell people that they are qualified without concrete projects to back it up, and project that can be traced to a portfolio online, where employer or anyone can just go there and see what our interns have done, so we emphasize more on them having portfolio of projects. So let's go to the next person. We just have few people to go. Yeah. So can we have Blessing Madubueze? Blessing Madubueze, are you there? Okay, let's move on. Yeah. Let's have Dupe Ojo.
Okay, so share my screen.
So introduce yourself, then you can go ahead to make your presentation.
Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Dupojo. I'm currently working as a molecular scientist, currently staying in Nigeria. I'm currently staying in Lagos, Nigeria. So this is my presentation for application programming. So firstly, I'll be talking about my project. So my project basically is just to build
is just to develop or create a website for a diagnostic company, a lab, which would include online booking testing for COVID in order to help reduce the rate of infection and spread so people can book easily. Instead of coming in person, they'll just appear just to take that test. And also, the website also should include equipment and reagents that the lab actually actually supplies to people. In order to build this web, there are several technology that we used. We used Python for coding, GitHub, Streamlit, and Heroku. This image is just showing how my app looks like. Firstly, I'll go to the GitHub, which was used to store all the files which will be used to design the website. These are the documents that were used in order to the files that were used to develop the website. And the other link on my presentation slide is the app now, which was created using Heroku. So the lab is called the Gene Lab, and the home page contains just brief details of what the lab supplies, the services they render, which is COVID-19 testing, and also the products that they supply, the lab equipment that they supply to people, and the contact details of how to reach them. On the second page, on the sidebar, you have two other options, which is the COVID-19 test and also the order center. The COVID-19 page is where now people book for that test. For instance, they write their full name, they write their name, their surname, let's say, and then email address, and then the age of the person coming in to do the test, let's say 2020, the date of birth, they choose the date of birth, let's say I'm just going to choose a random date, um, that, and they input their phone number as well. And then the time they want to come in to book to do that test. Let's say they're coming in around 12 p.m. in the afternoon. Okay, so basically there are two types of tests. So you have the rapid test and the PCR test. So if the client selects a rapid test, it prints out the cost, the total cost for the test. And if the client selects a PCR test, which is the most sensitive test, which travelers usually are asked to do, you have a standard test and a priority test. The standard test is cheaper than the priority test because the priority you get your results within 6 hours, and then the standard test you get your result within 6 hours. So for the standard test here, it's 45,000, and then if the client selects priority, it's an additional 5,000, which sums up to a total of 50,000. And when the client clicks on submit, it goes on to say your COVID test booking was successful. Thank you for choosing GenLab. And this image is just a representation of what they should do during this COVID period. And then on the third page is now where it's the site where it actually shows the equipment that the company actually supplies. Your name is needed, email address is needed, and then on here, I just included two equipments that the company currently have with the prices of each of them. So for instance, if someone decides to just choose one equipment from this two above and then submits and says submits, It gives it as total 20,000. One item is 20,000, so it results to 20,000. If this client decides to just choose just this other one as well, it gives the price as 5,000 because per item is 5,000. But if the client decides to want to buy both items, let's say one of each of them, it sums up to a total of, and click submit, sums up to a total of 25,000, which is 20,000 plus 5,000, 25,000. And then the client clicks on submit and it just says your order has been processed. So this is basically my app. Moving on from this, moving on from this, sorry, moving on from this, areas of improvement would be to create a platform whereby payments can be made online, and also the customers can actually download the forms and also connect to database, in whereby the customer do not have to keep filling in some of the details they had put in previously. New project would be to create a website to implicate projects that has to do with whereby customers can test for HPV or paternity testing. Thank you very much for listening.
Yeah, thank you so much. No, this is not a website. Yeah, this is a web application coded with Python. Yeah. Um, Now, Python programming is a general purpose programming language, and not just for data science, but used by software the developers. We use it for web application and mobile application development. So what we do in our internship is that we always start teaching our interns how to use Python, not only for data science, because most times when you find yourself working as a scientist, you need to work with other team members who are not necessarily a scientist. So we have software developers also working with data scientists, and they just need to work together and understand, you know, and understand themselves. So we decide to take our interns from the level of using Python to write and develop applications, like web applications. Then from there, they will progress into using Python for data. Yeah. Okay, so let's have love. Then after love, we only have two more people, and that will be all, and we can take your questions. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah. Good evening, love.
So, good evening, everyone.
Yeah.
My name is Soma.
Okay. Where are you joining from?
I'm joining from Lagos. I'm a chemical engineer looking to transition into data industry. So this is a web application I developed for my makeup brand, Mel Beauty. So most times when I check online on Instagram, I check makeup pages. What I see is a link to their WhatsApp, a WhatsApp link. So, but that's okay for a small scale business. But when you're expanding, chatting with a lot of people like every day is going to consume a lot of your time. Unless that's like your main business, or even if it's your main business, it also gets tiring. And when you answer clients or customers like speedily to increase your cost to improve your customer retention too. So this makeup
booking web application is just for you to like book an appointment, and then you get like a customized email message showing my previous works, what I've done, the price and everything. So the technologies I use Python, I use Git, I use Streamlit, I use Heroku too. So this is a demo of the makeup application. So I'll walk you through the process. That this is my GitHub link where I house codes.
Okay, you can go ahead.
Okay, so these are the source codes that I used. You can check it out. So this is the link to the makeup web app. So the name of my brand is Mel Beauty. So you can see enter the makeup service that you want. So it's all skin, caramel, brown skin beauties, everyone. So you can either select home service or physical service, anyone you want. So I pick physical service. Then you can select the makeup look that you want. Whether if you're going for a simple look, pick this. If for a bridal look, pick this. Skin-like look, like you want to look very natural and all, this is the look to go for. Then the traditional look, I pick bridal look. Confirmed you have selected bridal look. Then you can enter your name. Submit. Then you can select an appointment date, 24th February. You can pick a time for a bridal look. Have to be like maybe around 6, 5, not a small thing. So go for 5. Then you can type your email address or send details of my previous work, price and everything. Then click done. So you have successfully entered your details. Send an email containing the price and other details for your big day. And the last one, would you refer us to your friends on a scale of 1 to 10? You can pick anyone. So that's it for the web application. So areas of improvement and new project ideas. I would also like to include like extra features on the web app to make it a bit more interactive. Then future ideas, new project ideas. I also like for like on my Instagram page, I would like to create like maybe something like a link, a link tree, something like a link tree. So I'll have a chat box where you can chat in case you have questions, in case you have issues, have it there. And then also, because once you book, I would like maybe something like an automated customized email messages for each particular link. So just send once you book, you said I don't even need to like start sending it to each person. Once you book an appointment, you just have receive an automated customized email message.
Okay, thank you so much, Love, for such a wonderful project. Yeah, so one thing is that maybe you are a beginner here in data science. You've written your codes in Jupyter Notebook, but clients are not going to use your code inside Jupyter Notebook. These are not technical people. They are not programmers. They are not data scientists. So they are not going to interact with your solution using code. So you will need to like develop a web interface like what you are seeing now for your projects. So it's not going to remain as a code. That is not how people will use it as a code. So the beauty of it is that um, our interns, they already learn now how to build a web application. So by the time they are working on their final data science projects, they will be able also to build a web application for users just like this to interact with their data science solutions. Okay, so let's take the last two people so that we can take your questions right away. Yeah. So if you have any, so let's take Modupe.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening,
My
Modupe.
name
So
is
okay, yeah, go ahead to introduce yourself.
my name is Modupe Olorunfemi, and I'm a data analyst manager with Agrited. Okay, I'm talking from Ibadan, Nigeria.
Okay.
Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
All right. Okay, I worked on a very simple customer interaction between an environmental consultancy company called Green and its customers. They Now this environmental consultancy company, it's a company that provides environmental solutions to various industry ranging from manufacturing to telecommunication. They provide guidelines that the federal government or state government that the federal government or state government imposes on them. There are some kind of necessary requirements that maybe their generator noise level, the kind of particles they emit, or whatever, they have to be compliant with the organization that okay, with the regulatory agency. They just have to comply with whatever things they ask them to do. So the MD, he is not there to make sure that his staffs actually provide good or the people that goes to representing in various parts of Nigeria, they actually represent him and they make sure that these customers that they are providing services for are happy. So now this customer service interface basically takes information that frustrates the customers in order to improve the company's image. Now, the technology that I use, Python programming, Git for version control, Streamlit for user interface design, and Heroku for deployment. Now, this is the I'm coming. Sorry. Okay, this is my GitHub where I hosted all the informations that I use, my codes and the everything, and then this is the interface. Now the customer registers if he's a new customer or existing customer. First of all, the customer enters its name. Let's say Odupe. Then the customer indicates if it's a new customer or existing customer. Then the customer will also take the state or its location within Lagos, far away north, or from whatever location. Then now this is the area that the MD is interested in. The satisfactory or how the customer rates the service that was provided. Maybe the customer is not happy with the service that was provided, then the company says, okay, we promise you, we are truly sorry you are not happy, irrespective of the 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 representative that went there. Maybe the representative say, I did so well, I provided a good service. But once the customer says, I am not happy, then another kind of service which will be provided, which is free. But if the customer said, okay, your representative was very unprofessional, was unruly, then the HR manager will now contact the industry and then get the description of the personnel that behaved in a very very unprofessional manner for further activities. Then this is the button for thank you for choosing go going green. Then the customer submit it. Okay, that's all. Then areas of improvement and new project ideas. Now, I hope in future where I get details of complaints, specific complaints, maybe apart from if the customer is unsatisfied or unruly behavior in real time, maybe more things will not be included, maybe equipment spoiled or some other things in real time, then the customer will be able to get response in real time. That's how we'll have a real-time customer satisfaction. Then I also hope to build a relational database management system that will house all the customers' data and all the services history that they have provided, because I intend that this company will be in business for up to like 10, 15, 20 years to come. Then the database should be able to sustain the data. Then the database should also have like a dashboard that has a inbuilt visualization tools for the MD that will just be able to see at one glance how the company is doing in the market compared to its competitors. Then we'll be able, I hope to also use predictive tools that will house over time all the okay, there are some services that is to be provided every 3 months. There are some services that is to be provided every 3 years. Now this database will now house all the customer. Okay, the next maybe a click of the button, next month this is due, next week this is due, next year this is due, so they'll be able to keep all their customers satisfied. Then I also hope to build maybe when a customer has um, a good a good service, that the customer is very very satisfied, then just based by the recommendation on social media or any other web interface, that okay, this company is very good, I'm very happy, then any anybody that is looking for such services that that kind of company provides and is trying to search for a reliable company, the name of the company Green Green pops up. So thank you. That's my
Okay,
presentation.
thank you, Folashade, for such a wonderful project. So I really love to see you go back to this project, add those features to it as we progress through the program. Especially, you cited that you would like to see something like a prediction being added to this interface. So yes, that can be done by the time we bring in data to this interface, then train some machine learning algorithms to do prediction on the data. Yeah. So that is good. So let's go ahead and uh, uh, okay. Can you mute yourself? Okay.
Mm,
Okay. Let me assist her. Okay. Done. Okay. So let's go ahead to take the last presenter for this webinar. Okay. Oshokoya Oluwabukola, are you there? Is she there? Oshokoya Oluwabukola. Okay, let me see. Okay, so yeah, okay. Are you prepared to present your projects? Okay. Now, okay, let's go ahead. Okay, I think she's joining with another device again. Maybe there's a connection issue somewhere. Yeah, do you want?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, okay.
Good evening.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'll share my screen.
Okay.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Bukola Shakaya, and I work as a customer support for an internet service provider company in Lagos. So my application is about is for a survey for customer satisfaction. So it's about getting feedback from internet service subscribers on the quality of the internet and their level of satisfaction with the internet service providers. So basically, it's enabled internet service providers to have first-hand knowledge about their subscribers' satisfaction level and how to improve their services in the future. So the technology I use in creating this web application is Python programming, Git for version control, Streamlit for the user interface design, and Heroku for deployment. So this is the screenshots of how the web looks like, and I will be showing you. I hosted the source code on GitHub. So this is where the source code are on the GitHub hub, and I'll also be showing you how the web app works. Please give me a moment.
Okay.
I don't know why it's taking so long. So let me just explain what the web is trying application is trying to get is feedback from subscribers on they how satisfied they are with the internet and how it works. So is getting the okay, it's loading now. Let me just use that.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay, so this is a survey, like I said earlier. So it's asking questions about how long the user have been using the internet, either between 0 to 2 years or above 2 years. So you can choose one. I've been using internet for above 2 years now. So which internet service provider do you use? So there are various options. We have MTN, Glo, or Airtel. So I'll be choosing MTN. Also, it's saying asking, would you recommend your internet service provider to your friend? So yes, I would. How fast is your internet service? Is it slow? Is it fast? Is it very fast? So I would say it's very fast. Then rate your how satisfied are you with your internet service provider? So it depends on how satisfied you are, either on a scale of 1 to 5. Um, so I'll be choosing 4. So here you enter your name. My name is Bukola, which I'll enter here and then submit the application. So in future, I would want to have a database where all this information are recorded and I can access them. So
Okay, can we quickly say I know being the last presentation for the day,
yeah,
can we see your code where you coded this application, your PY5? Yeah,
okay, yes, I
yeah.
can show you that.
Because some people are new here, they may not just understand. So, like somebody called this a website. It's not actually a website. Is a web application, which is different from a website. And this was coded with Python. So let's see where she coded all that you just saw. Okay, so
Okay, so
so
as I mentioned earlier, I hosted the codes, the source code on GitHub, and these are all my files. So I'll be showing you my Python code, which I labeled isp.py. So this is my code that I was able to use to generate the web application.
okay, that's fine. Can you go ahead to round up?
Okay, so so this is my area of to improve the application. I would want to in the future to improve the user interface design to, in this case, it will enable a high rate of feedback from people. You know, when the application looks better, people will be much more able to do the survey. And also on project ideas, so I will want to onboard different internet service provider and sync. So when there are different internet service provider, you know, people when they then they can be able to make payment for these internet services. Then you know there are sometimes when people have problem, maybe they are not satisfied with their internet service provider. Then there will be some tips on the website, sorry, on the web application where people can go there and access and they can be able to, you know, even by themselves, be able to troubleshoot this these issues. And then there can be some area where to also onboard account managers so they can complain to their account manager, and those ones will also be able to relate to their technical team. And like I said, I will want to connect the application to a database where I can access all these information, the survey, the feedback from different subscribers. So yes, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, great. So we've uh, had a good day today with all these wonderful projects. So it has been 2 weeks or 3 weeks of hard work for all these to come out, and they are all relevant to the industry, maybe to one business problem or the other. Yeah. So let's take your questions now. Uh, so you are new here, Uh, let's take, if you have any question, you can unmute yourself and ask your question right away.
All right, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Adedokun. Yeah.
All right, Madodo Kwadiboyega, calling from Port Harcourt, Nigeria.
Oh, great.
I have to at least compliment what I have been seeing. I'm really happy. It meets what I am actually expecting on the program. I applied for the internship classes that will be starting sometimes in April. I want to ask, at the beginning of the program, are there projects that are these projects given to students, or students actually come up with a project of interest and then they go ahead to build based on the resources they have been equipped with as the class progresses? So I see that there are projects that are being given to different people, or you are allowed to choose a project by yourself. That's what I want to find out. Thank you.
Okay, so all these projects that you've seen, this is their first project after just 3 weeks of learning, which shows that they have been able to do something tremendous, and they are learning well, and they are learning, their learning is going well, and that's a promise that they are going to do something great, even in their final something greater, you know, in their final projects, yeah, which will be more data centric, applied to data science. This first one is just a general Python programming application, not, it doesn't have anything to do with data. So, because we normally start from there, then we progress to a use case of data science. But what they have been able to do, you can see they all applied it to different domain, yeah, they were the one who chose those project parts. Yeah. So we this one, you can see the different use cases. Even some of them applied it to their side businesses. Yeah. So that's quite interesting. But for their final projects, of course, there will be some choice, some options for them to make their choice. Yeah. But for this particular project, uh, they were all free to apply it to whatever they want to do, and that's what you saw from the different use cases.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah. I will come back to you if you have a question. So Ade Dokon, you said you've registered for the April one, right? Okay, 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 it's okay. I, I think I heard that. All right, so let's go to
Good evening, sir.
yeah, Ramanuja.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Good
Even
evening.
though
Yeah.
your background is so noisy, but
Okay.
we'll just try to train our ear to hear you.
Okay. Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for the organizer of the program for your job well done. However, my question is that I'm confused a little bit because the people that presented, we don't know maybe are they into data science or into software engineering because they keep on emphasizing Python, Python, Python. And from the knowledge of Python that we had is that if you want to use a database, it's either through Flash or Django. But the Iroko they are using, I'm not familiar with it. So that is the one thing. The number two there is that I happen to have opportunity to apply for the internship of Silicon Valley. But in the course of the application, so it seems people that are experienced are those ones that can go into it. So with this their project, can it enter the Silicon Valley internship? So that is the second question. Um, so that is these are the questions I have. The second, the third is that I don't know we are following them and we are not part of the internship. Of what benefit? Because the issue of data science or software engineering is that you must have an on practice before one can go into any form of either you want to go into challenge or any of these internship that is higher than this type of your own. So with this one now, we are only following what they are saying. So I don't know which way by which can you encourage others that can be part of this how to create their own project using their own as a template. That is the question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for those questions. Yeah, so the first one, uh, yes, this we normally start our internship with teaching our interns how to do a bit of software development, which is very important because data scientists they work with software developers in most companies. Data scientists they are just just one of the like just a team, just one of the teams. Yeah, one of the teams. So we also have software the developers. We have mobile app developers. These people are not data scientists, but data scientists need them or they need scientists. So most times they work together as a group. Uh, a data scientist can train a machine learning model, but may not be able to deploy it as a web application or mobile application. So such a data scientist will need the help of a software uh, developer to help him or her out. So, but we are teaching them a bit of software development, and that's why uh, they are able to do this web application that you saw them presented. Uh, so if they have skills in software development and also in data science, then they can combine these two things, and that will be a great advantage for them indeed. So yeah, so to your second question, well, I don't really know uh, anything about the internship program that you mentioned. So I can't really say anything about that. I think I'm hearing of it for the first time. Yeah. So to the last question, yeah. So thank you for joining in this webinar. For you to be part of this, of course, our internship programs are all open every time we advertise it on the website. Uh, that is www.datalab.com.ng. Uh, so you can go ahead and yeah. Okay, so you can go ahead and register to be part of the training anytime you want. Yeah. So I hope I'm able to answer your questions. Then somebody dropped a message here that is the training limited to Python alone? What about other tools? Yeah, the training is not limited to Python alone. After this, we go into SQL. Then after SQL, we go into a visualization tool called Power BI. So if they know how to use Python and SQL, yeah, so uh, they are good to go. And also a visualization tool at hand, like Power BI. Yeah. So any other question? Any other question?
Yeah, my hand is up.
Okay. Namdi, you have a question?
Yeah, so mine is not necessarily a question, it's more of comments. I think firstly is to commend you and your interns for the marvelous job done so far. If they can come up with projects like this in under 3 weeks, only God knows what they'll be able to achieve by the end of the program. I must say I'm really impressed. Because actually my fiance is also an intern in the program, and seeing her learning every weekend, it's really giving me some form of happiness. And I never really thought that what she has achieved today should be able to achieve it in under 3 weeks. I really must commend you. And sometimes I also listen to your lectures. You're actually a very good tutor. Keep it up. I must commend you for that. And maybe I'll try and reach out to you privately in terms of prospects for doing your master's in the UK for data science. I'll try and reach out to you privately in that regard. I have one or two questions to ask in that regard. But in general, kudos, keep up the good job. And I'm sure after this class, you'll have thousands and thousands of people queuing up to join your lectures in the nearest future. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Inamdi, for such wonderful commendation. Yeah, made possible not just by me alone, but the whole team at Data Lab, those of us online teaching online classes, and those on ground in Abuja for the physical classes. So yeah, so I work with my team, and some of them also are not in Nigeria. We have one in South Africa, then one in Cameroon also. So yeah, so it has been a collective effort to come up with our style of teaching, because we emphasize more of projects. And just like Mr. Enamdi said, for those that are completely new to programming, they have never programmed in their life, to come up with a project like this in under just 3 weeks of a 3 months old program, then that is simply amazing. Yes, it's also amazing to us also to see them worked hard to produce all this. Yeah. So thank you so much for such a wonderful commendation. Yeah, to the
Yeah,
team at Data Lab.
yes. I would like to add a comment on based on the question that Mr. Ramania asked the other time.
Okay.
On the requirement for about Silicon Valley internship. I must say this, that if you partake in this internship program and you are able to go through all this training that we are going through right now, you can actually apply for it. Because just when you mentioned it, I just went online to check the requirements. So I saw that you must be a software. Is it that you're a software engineering person, computer science, you must have computer science knowledge. I mean, if you are, even if you don't have computer science background, but then you've gone through this program and you have been able to develop a software, I must tell you, you can compete for it.
Oh,
So
good.
it is a plus. It is a plus to you. So yeah, that's what I want to say.
Okay, thank you
Okay.
very much.
Okay. Good. Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to check that out. Yeah. Thank you so much for the information.
So,
So, uh, any other?
can I ask one question?
Yeah. Yeah. You can. You can.
And now, please, I don't know how can we get access to this recorded video of this because of what they well, because just for mother for
Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.